Welcome back to Nomas podcast. In this episode, we're diving into some fascinating and thought-provoking topics. First up, we explore the curious case of modern American bread. Why does it take so long to go bad, and what it's with its ability to magically unfold after being crumbled into a ball? And then we'll dive into the debate about whether tossing babies into the pool is truly the best way to teach them how to swim. Is it a lifesaver or just a controversial parenting trend?
We also share a perspective from someone who works at a morgue, revealing that the number one cause of death they see is car accidents, specifically from people running red lights. And finally, we touch on the mysterious moments that some people experience at the end of life, reaching out to unseen loved ones as they transition. Many believe that animals or people who have passed often give signs, subtle or powerful, to let their loved ones know that they're still around, watching over them. Join us for a captivating discussion and more.
Cello, and we are live. Welcome back to Nomas podcast. This is going to be episode 127.
Last week, I ran out at the end because that's when the baby didn't have the new her new little bed, and she was sleeping on the bed, so we had to keep an eye on her. But now she's in her new bed, so she's fine.
Yeah, I don't think I want to dive into what we talked about last week, but it just. Yeah, the baby woke up. There was a glitch in the audio, and just knock on wood, right? And I pray that there's no glitch in the audio. But yeah, it was just last week's episode. We had to cut it short. Maybe you guys didn't even realize it, but yeah, we had to cut it short. Chilo had to like step in and out. I think like twice, right?
I think it might have been twice or three times.
Yeah, but this week when this goes live, our baby is or has been already gone to her first swimming class. Today we're recording on Monday night. It's currently 9:00 p.m. here in San Diego, and our baby has her first class tomorrow, Tuesday. So yeah, when you guys watch this, our baby has already gone to her first swimming class at 1 year and 1 month.
Yeah, so almost 14.
I'm super excited for the baby just because, one, it's going to get her out of her routine. She's going to go and see other babies, other kids.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm nervous.
Why? Because
it's like, I don't know, like I feel like almost as a father, as a protector, I don't want her to be scared because luckily we've already put her like in her little pool. She likes the water, but just knowing that it's going to be a new experience for her to be, I don't know how deep the pool is going to be, first off.
I think it might be like 3 feet.
3 feet? Oh,
yeah, it's not going to be like, it's not like we're jumping into the 12 feet, dude.
Yeah, but still, though. She's like, how tall can she be? Like maybe like 2 feet or something? Yeah.
Nah, she's not 2 feet. She's less than that.
Yeah, but regardless, that's what I'm kind of like, oh man, hopefully she doesn't get scared or anything like that. I'm just, more than anything, I just want her to have a good experience and for her to have a little routine going.
Yeah.
Are you nervous? Because
no, I'm not nervous.
I'm not gonna be able to go.
No,
so Chelo's
she's
gonna
all
be
on
going.
me.
So you're not nervous at all?
No.
What are your
nervous?
feelings?
It'd be like if I were to take her to the pool and if I didn't know how to swim, dude, and like, cause I don't know if you guys, I've told you guys, but I drowned when I was 3.
What do you mean?
I drowned when I was, dude, I literally almost died. I don't even know. Like, that's one of those things that I'm like, dude, like, I should have died that time.
Okay, well, explain this because I don't know if you had
told I have me? Told you, but you always forget.
All right, so what happened?
So my mom used to work at a middle school, and they would always take field trips. And I remember the summertime, my mom had just had Leslie, so she was like a couple months postpartum. So by that time, I must have been, I was probably like 4, actually. And Leslie was a couple months old, and the middle school took all the middle schoolers to these like albercas. And my mom obviously took me because my mom and the principal were like besties. So my like sometimes I was able to go to work with my mom, and if they had like field trips, I could go. So my mom was like, okay, like I'm gonna take both of you, as in my newborn sister and myself, to the albercas. But my mom doesn't know how to swim.
Okay.
And then my cousin, which is my comadre, she used to go to that school because she would live with us. But my comadre didn't know how to swim either. Till this day, she doesn't know how to swim. So I remember like all the kids were in the pools and they were like on the toboganes and all that. And there was like a main pool. And I remember seeing this girl. I don't even know if she was from the school or if she was from somewhere else. And I remember her like seeing her like swim laps back and forth on the pool. And I remember seeing her like swim on her back. And I was like, dude, like that's so easy. Like I can do it. Like keep in mind, dude, I'm like 4. And my mom had told me like, oh, quédate aquí en la orilla by the steps. Okay. No te vas a ir a ningún lado. And supposedly my cousin, my comadre, was watching me, but keep in mind she didn't know how to swim either, dude. So I had 2 people taking care of me that didn't know how to swim. And then like all the teachers and the principals were like making carne asada. So everybody was around the pool, but like obviously there was music and there was noise and like, you know, like there's like all these other middle schoolers. And I remember like I kept walking on the pool and I was like on the 3 feet. So I could literally like tiptoe my way, but I could still feel the floor. And I kept seeing this girl like swim back and forth. And I was like, dude, that's so easy. Like I can do it. So there goes little Cello. And I'm like, me thinking, dude, that the pool was all 3 feet, not like 3, 6, 8, like that it would go deeper. And I just remember, dude, that I was tiptoeing. And I don't know, like at this point, I don't know what my mom was doing and I don't know what my cousin was doing. But I just remember that I kept tiptoeing, and then all of a sudden I just feel like I slipped all the way to the bottom of the pool, dude, and I just remember I started like blacking out.
What?
And I was like, estaba tragando un chingo de agua and I couldn't breathe. And I remember I kept trying to go like this, like to go up, like me swimming up, and I just kept going even like more down.
Oh, shoot.
And I just remember like, dude, like I'm gonna die. And all of a sudden, like, I was like, dude, like, where the heck is my mom? Where's, like, my cousin? Like, I don't know, dude. Like, I was just blacking out. I remember clearly seeing black and white. And all of a sudden, like, I just remember, like, somebody pulled me. And, like, I feel like I gained consciousness when I was, like, back out on the deck of the pool. And my mom's coworker's husband dived into the pool and he took me out.
Oh, shoot.
And then when they took me out, like, I was like, obviously, I don't know how much water, like, me había tomado. And, like, they were like, oh, are you okay? Are you okay? And then, like, my mom was freaking out. And then I remember my mom saying something like, oh, like, that she felt like, fuck, like, what am I going to do now? Because my mom was carrying my sister. And it's not like she was going to throw her, like, oh, let me go dive in. And my mom didn't know how to swim.
Yeah.
So this señor, like, he jumped into the pool and he got me out.
And obviously your dad found that afterwards?
Yeah, but to this day I don't know what my dad said about that.
Oh, okay. That's something I was gonna ask. Like, what did your dad say? Because you would figure he'll be pissed, right?
Yeah.
Because
it's all like he doesn't even know.
Yeah, you never know, right? But the thing is, like, for instance, so as right now with you taking the baby to the swimming classes, you're not nervous at all for her? You're not scared for her? Why?
Because I feel like I've already experienced that. So, like, I know, like, the precautions that I need to take care, like, for her to be safe.
Okay, so what other precautions you're thinking of having for her?
Like, obviously, I'm just not going to be freaking throwing her in the pool.
Okay, so, okay, and this is exactly what I wanted to dive into, right? So, you think this place is going to recommend that or no?
I don't know.
That's what I'm scared of, right? I don't know, because a lot of people say that's the way to teach babies how to swim, just tossing them into the pool. But I know kids and babies have those survival instincts. But then at the same time, me as a protective father, I don't want her to have that traumatic experience. Does that make sense?
But you think she's going to remember? Like at that age? She's not going to remember. Like, I barely remember that, and I was like 3 or 4.
Oh, okay. But you just said that you didn't want that to happen either.
But then at the same time, like, let me tell you something else. Like, I've read that allegedly babies, they do that of tossing the babies because they're more... Okay, so when they're inside your body, like, they're in water. So they already know how to float. So that's why they say that when they throw them into water, I guess, like, that kind of, like, reactivates the whole thing of them being inside because they already know how to do that. But this is allegedly because this is just I saw a post that said that, so I don't fucking know.
Yeah, dude. Okay, but you see, a couple minutes ago, you were saying that you wouldn't want that, but then you're saying that that's just something that kids won't.
Like I wouldn't want to throw her in tomorrow. Like, oh, here you go, boom, like aviéntate. But I feel like after a couple times, then maybe like. I don't know, dude.
Okay,
like, I would still be like depending.
Okay, so what if they recommend that? Oh, like, this is what we do.
Well, then you don't, because you're the parent. Like, if you're the parent, dude, you're the one that's gonna make the decisions. You're their voice.
Okay, so you would put a stop to it.
Yeah.
Okay. What would be your ideal scenario for tomorrow?
So we're supposed to like.
Is there kind of like a breakdown of what's gonna happen?
No.
Okay.
Like, they just told me what I need to take, and then they told me that they're going to give us a tour around the facility.
Oh, okay.
And then probably, like, 10 minutes of class. I don't know, because...
Okay.
I don't know how long everything's going to take, because everything's 30 minutes.
Right. For me, ideally, what I would want is for her to get into the pool, start getting to know the pool, that pool in specific, because this is brand new to her. She hasn't really even been around too many kids. Right. So for her, all of this is going to be brand new.
Yeah.
So I want her to ease into all this new experience. One, to be around with so many people that she doesn't know. Two, to get used to this new pool. We've had the inflatable pool for her, but for her just to get used to it.
Yeah, because now she's not going to be able to touch the floor.
Yeah, because here she's always sitting down.
Yeah.
So, I would want to ease into it. And eventually, if that's the case that they have to do that, maybe like on the 3rd, 4th class or something.
Because to me, because eventually after I drowned, when we moved over here, I was like 8, 9. Then every summer, like after that, like I was literally, my mom put me in swimming classes. So I'm pretty good at swimming now. But I do remember when I used to go to swimming classes, they had a section for babies and their moms. And I do remember they wouldn't toss the babies into the pool, but they would be like for example, because they already knew how to walk. Okay. So they would like make him stand on the edge of the pool and they would make themselves jump. They would be like, oh, 1, 2, 3, and they would be like, jump. And then they would jump. But it wasn't like, oh, here you go, like tossing you into the pool.
I think I would be more okay with that. Like encouraging them to do it because then they know that's going to happen. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're in the same page. Yeah. This, by the way, this is the first time we're talking about about tomorrow, right? But I'm glad you have that same thought process because I was really truly hoping you were not like, no, dude, like that's how they learn because it's just like, I get it, but I just don't want it to make it traumatic for the baby. Another thing too, you bring up a good point. Many of the things that got me kind of sad that you said, are they even going to remember later on? Like when they get a little bit older, are they even going to remember, especially that the baby's like a year and a month? That got me a little bit sad because like, dang, all these like experiences that we're having with the baby, she might not even remember, but luckily, and I thank God that I'm taking a lot of pictures. Well, we're taking a lot of pictures and videos here and there, but I'm recording on YouTube in the vlogging channel, making like a little small diary of like key milestones for the baby, like her first birthday, things like that, because I want to be able to show her all the different experiences that she's gone through and that we made happen for her. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm just super glad you have the same thought process for the baby tomorrow.
No, I feel like as somebody that already drowned, like you just know that you have to be extra cautious, especially with kids, dude, because I don't know what the hell my mom was thinking taking me into the pool not knowing how to swim.
That's crazy. So that's actually going to lead us to the first video that I wanted to showcase, and it goes, many people toss their babies into the water so they can learn how to swim. Like, dude, that's exactly what I don't want my baby to face.
First of all, dude, that's freaking high. But then I have other things I'll say right now.
Look at that. So everybody was expecting hey, look, the baby freaking came out of his floaties.
So, to what I was looking at, because that baby looks like he or she is under 3. Well, it's probably that he's under 3, and if they're under 3, dude, they're supposed to be wearing a life jacket. They're not supposed to even be wearing the freaking arm floaties.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I don't know if this person did it like just for content. It's like, oh, like I'm just gonna throw in my baby and like with the freaking floaties, expecting that to happen.
Yeah.
But they're supposed to be wearing the life jacket because the life jacket, it like straps right here, and then it has a strap down here through your legs, and it straps back by your butt.
Oh, what?
So it's like triple or 4 like straps.
And then you can also have like a rope attached to it or something, right?
Yeah, it has like another string attached to it.
So that's exactly what I wouldn't want my daughter to go through. Exactly, dude. You bring so much peace of mind for.
Freaking Angel I was just gonna toss her into the pool
Hey, you
tomorrow.
never know, dude. There's a lot of parents that like have different thought process or
I feel like once she starts getting the hang of then that's different. But like, dude, just tossing your kid like on the first freaking time, like you know who got tossed like that, dude, on the freaking river? My dad.
Oh really?
Like his step brothers or sisters, they tossed him into the freaking, I don't know how old he was, but they tossed him into the river, and the current was kind of strong, dude, and that's how he had to freaking learn how to swim, dude.
Shoot. Yeah,
I was like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, and reading through some of the comments, that's exactly what they were saying. They were saying this video is literally okay, not that one, but Gen X kids who learn how to swim by unexpectedly being thrown into the water. So a lot of people, I know a lot of people have gone through that. But I don't think that's the only way to learn.
No, dude.
You know what I mean? So
did they ever throw you into the water? I mean, I know you don't know how, like,
no.
PSA Angel does not know how to swim, so.
Maybe that's what I needed.
For real, dude.
Nah.
I'm gonna throw you in.
Hell no, dude. But.
Yeah, because honestly, like, looking at that video of the señor with the baby, when I used to go to the swimming classes back in the day, dude, like, I already knew how to swim good, and when we would go to the deep end on the 12, and we would like dive off the big ass diving boards, dude, they would make us wear a vest. Even if we knew how to swim, dude, they would make us wear a vest. So I'm like, dude, why the heck is this guy throwing his freaking 2-year-old baby into the pool with the freaking floaties?
Okay.
If even someone, like, even the teachers, the swim teachers, like with the people that they knew how to swim, dude, they would freaking still make you wear a vest. On the deep end, like, it doesn't make sense.
That's good. Yeah, for sure. So I hope, and I'm pretty sure, and especially I trust you with our daughter, you know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be safe and all that. But yeah, that video that we just watched, I don't think it's the right thing to do.
Next thing you know, she's gonna be the one throwing in herself into the pool.
Yeah, for sure. I'm hoping later on she's the one that's able to teach me how to swim.
I'm never teaching you again how to swim, dude. You freaking almost drowned me again.
Oh,
when we were in Palm Springs, dude, I was
seriously.
like, hell no.
Yeah.
When I was trying to make Angel float,
Yeah, dude, I really do want to learn how to swim. But I feel like the only way that I'll learn it's if we were to actually have a swimming pool that we can. Yeah.
Está fuera.
Yeah, the little one. Now, yeah, because it's kind of like, how often do we actually go to a pool? You know, it's.
I'm gonna take you to my parents' pool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe going somewhere like that, and just it would have to be a consistent pool that we can go like almost on a daily basis or something, or weekly basis.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, anything else to add for that?
No. I'm like thinking of the emoji. I'm like, there's like an emoji of somebody swimming, and I'm like, leave the swimming guy emoji so
Okay.
Angel can learn how to swim.
Yeah. The swimming is, so if you're here so far to this part,
The first emoji.
yeah, the first emoji dropping is going to be the swimming emoji. That's a good one. That's a good point, Chelo.
The swimming guy.
Yeah, the swimming guy.
With
And
the little
then
cap.
And then the next topic right now, right before we actually started the podcast, Chelo had sent me a video. We're not going to play this because it's just mainly a discussion, but Chelo has always brought this up to me because I used to always get not annoyed, but you know when the light turns green at a stoplight, and you would be
the car honking.
No, I would just tell Chelo like, dude, it's green, go, or like, go, like, dude, it's green, like, why are you waiting for? No. But right before starting the podcast, I guess this is a fact from somebody that works at the morgue. The most death comes from car accidents from people running the red lights. So, talk to me. Why is it that you stop?
So I don't care if I'm the first car or if I'm like the second or the third. Like, even if the light turns green, like, I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna turn left, right, left. And I'm gonna count to 3, like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, and then I'm gonna go. Because
Really?
that's happened to me multiple. It's been like, literally, it happened to me. I think I told you last week when I went to Target that there was like all the cars coming uphill had stopped, and this car that was freaking far out, bless you.
Yeah.
Damn, that shit was hella loud. This car that was like super, like all the cars coming uphill had stopped, and I was about to go. I already had counted to like 2. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. But something in me, bless you,
Fucking
damn,
cold, dude.
said like, no, wait, dude. And this fucking Toyota just fucking was like, boom. It was probably going 60 uphill, and it would have hit me on my side.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this is why you gotta count to 3. And then like I just drove, and I was just like, dude, like why do people do that shit? And like I know this guy saw the fucking red light from far away, and he didn't want to stop.
Yeah. But it's always, so I used to, like I mentioned, I would always tell Chelo, like, as soon as the light turned green, and I would tell, like, dude, it's green, go, you know what I mean? And the thing is that once Chelo told me that, no, like, dude, I always wait a couple seconds before I even start going, and then you even look, both sides. And I totally agree. Now, once you told me that, it made total sense, because many times I've seen it myself as well, that there is those people that are trying to beat the red light, and they run even the red light is already like fully there.
Yeah.
They still run it, and how many accidents and how many different videos we've seen online that get into car accidents because of that same purpose. And then also the statistic also states that it happens more at night. One, because there's a lot of more people out drinking. They're more tired at night, and it's just want
to get home.
And then at the same time, they don't expect a lot of people out there driving.
Yeah.
So they think there's nobody else crossing the, I guess, the lanes.
Yeah. It's just not to go that far, dude. How many times has that happened here at the light off the freeway? When the cars go down like to Target, and then they just zoom by, and then it's our turn to turn left.
All the freaking time.
So it's just like,
Yeah. Yeah. Was there anything else that you saw in that video that caught your attention?
I think the thing was just like, oh, like what the heck? Like I was right. Not that I was right, but I was just like, see, like I knew there was something that made sense of me, like freaking waiting.
Yeah, that somebody else. Well, one that they brought. I guess not clarification, but they also brought, I guess, somebody that deals with this on a regular basis is also confirming what you do is actual facts. Yeah. Yeah, dude. So
count to 3 when the light turns green.
Yeah, don't rush. And then, like, obviously, people, like, at times you feel pressured almost because the people behind you, like, they're just like honking at you, or they want you to go right away.
Or they're freaking tailgating you because they would think you're going to make it. And then they want to make it on the yellow, almost red already.
Yeah, for sure.
So don't do that shit.
All right. So the next video we're going to get into, and I know we've dealt with this many times, is bread in America unfolds and doesn't go bad anymore. Many times we've gone to the store, and even we have like bread here in the fridge that I'm like, dude, it's expired already. I'm like, no, it's still not bad. But dude, the expiration date, it's still like, it's like a week after or 2 weeks after, and it's still, the bread
We've
still
had
looks
it there
good
for over a month, dude, and it's still not bad.
Yeah. So here, let me show you.
Thank you.
So right here, what they're showcasing is that the bread here in America, now if you crumble it, it will unfold completely back to its original shape.
Kind of like if it was a sponge.
Yeah, yeah. So whatever chemicals allegedly they're putting into this bread is making it just completely unfold, and like almost if it had some sort of glue in there.
Let's do something. Let's get bread from here, and let's get a barra of bread from TJ, and let's see if it's true.
Oh, that would be interesting.
On the next episode, we can just like crumble both of them and see if the TJ one does the same thing.
That'll be interesting. So yeah, we'll do that. Another emoji, the bread emoji.
The bread emoji.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to showcase if indeed that happens with the bread from TJ in here. Or if somebody in the comment section has tried this before, or if you guys have bread from TJ, try it out and see if this exact thing happens, that the bread actually unfolds.
So
because I remember before, if you were to actually crumble a piece of bread, you could even roll it into like a little ball. And
I remember that.
And it would stay in that shape.
Yeah.
But now the freaking bread unfolds.
Dude, and I remember like not too long ago, a couple years ago, probably more than 5, like the bread used to go bad pretty fast. Like I remember it would get moldy like super fast. It didn't matter if it was in the fridge or outside. Yeah. And now like I'm saying, like sometimes we've had the bread and like let's say it's May and we're in June, like it's still not bad and it's not moldy.
Yeah. Yeah, and so you're like, oh, it's still good, but then wouldn't that be like a freaking red flag? Like, what?
Yeah, but I already had heard that, I guess the reason why it takes longer to get moldy is because of all the chemicals or the preservatives.
Damn. So many different things that they're adding into the food now. Mm-hmm. Then you wonder why people are bloated, all the time.
Not just being bloated, but inflammation, dude.
It's not the same thing?
I don't think it is.
Bloated and inflammation? Huh. I think, no. Is it?
I don't know. Look it up.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. Many times you're like, eat something and then you just feel bloated. You feel like uncomfortable. Yeah. That'll be a very interesting thing to try to see if our bread from even down south is any different. Mm-hmm. Well, what do you think the result is going to be? You think there is going to be a difference, or you think it's going to be very similar?
I think it might be even similar, because the brand of bread that she was rolling up, that's a Mexican brand of bread, the Bimbo brand. Oh shoot! But then I don't know if that one gets made here or if it comes from Mexico, so I don't know. Dude.
Yeah, that's a good point. You were going to mention something that you said, oh, I'm not going to touch base on this until we actually talk about in the podcast. You said something along the lines of animals passing away.
No, not animal. It was something about animals, but not them passing away.
Oh, okay. What is it?
Oh, because I saw a TikTok before when Angel was doing his research right now, and it was this girl that she went out to celebrate her 21st birthday with her boyfriend or husband. I don't know what he was, and she had just had a baby, and I guess the baby was a couple months old, and she left the baby with the grandma and the aunt. And I guess at the grandma's house they had like big dogs, and one of them was like a husky mix that was like 130 or 150 pounds. So since they were taking care of the baby, they had the dogs locked away like for the time that they were babysitting the baby. And I guess when the baby knocked out, they put the baby in the room, and then the grandma and the tia went to make dinner, and I guess all of a sudden they went back into the room, and when they went to make dinner and the baby was asleep, they let the dogs out like roaming in the house. And then I guess they went to make dinner and they went to check on the baby, but the door was open. And when they opened the door, I guess like that husky mix was like eating the baby.
What the heck?
And like people in the comments were going crazy because they're like, oh, like the grandma's like not putting like like she's missing something, because how is she not gonna hear that the freaking dog, like did the dog open the freaking door? Or did they not hear the baby? And they're like, a lot of people in the comments were like, oh, like that's why like a lot of people treat their pets as kids, but they're not kids. Like at the end of the day, a pet, like a dog is a dog. Yeah. And like 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 how a lot of people like, oh, like Teddy, for example, like we know he wouldn't do that, but then it's like you just never know. Yeah, of course. Because at the end of the day, they're animals. Yeah. And they're like, oh, like a lot of people are like, oh, that dog needs to get put down because like what the hell happened? And
that's the part I disagree with, right? Because an animal is still an animal, but it's the people's responsibility to be cautious, right? It's not the animal's fault. The animal's still an animal. That's the part that always gets me so upset, right? Like similar things that have happened in the zoos, that somebody gets into the cage or something happens, that at times I've seen that kids get into the cage or they fall into wherever this animal like the lions are or something. Right. And then they always try to take it out on the animal, but it's not the animal's fault. it's their animal instinct for them to attack.
Yeah.
Right? So why is it that the animals have to be put down when it should have been the adult's responsibility to be cautious and always be on the lookout for their children?
Yeah.
So I totally disagree that it's the animal's fault that this dog should be put down. If anything, hey, who's responsible? Who was watching over this kid?
Yeah, because, I mean, everybody in the comments was like, dude, like, did the baby not cry? Like, how did they not hear shit, dude? Like, how did the dog even open the freaking door? Like, did they just leave the door a little bit open and then the dog just went in there? But then the grandma kept saying the door was shut. So that's why there's like, we're like, nah, like something happened there and she's just not saying. And everybody's like, dude, like imagine the mom, like now she's going to be traumatized that on her 21st birthday, the baby died. Because they were celebrating her 21st.
Wow. I think, I mean, I don't know fully I only know what I'm listening to right now. But me just hearing it just at first glance or first time, it's the grandma's fault. What do you think?
I feel like, I don't know, dude. I feel like it is the grandma's fault, but obviously there's like information missing. Because, okay, like if you already know you have an aggressive ass dog, why would you even accept to babysitting? Even if the dogs were put away, like you just never know. Yeah.
But ideally, whoever's watching over the baby and the dog is responsible ultimately.
Yeah.
Right? I think it's the person that's taking care of the baby's fault.
Yeah, well, that story needs some more elaboration because the grandma lying there, because I'm like, dude, like, there's no way.
Yeah. Just like the other day, it's like, it's not knock on wood, but I was watching this TikTok that I think it had to do with the vet, but I've always heard of other stories, sad stories, that they take their animal to the vet, and then their animal or their pet never comes out alive from the vet. Or even there's been like some horror stories that somebody have taken their animal to get groomed, and then something happens and either they supposedly lose the dog or the dog passes away for whatever reason. But I know this is a different case scenario, but at the end of the day, the people that were watching over or were doing the service are responsible, I would say.
Yeah.
Is the baby waking up?
No.
Quick reminder, we now have a call-in number where you guys can leave us voice messages, video calls. Let us know a story you would want us to share on the podcast, anything you want. The goal is being able to interact with the people that support the channel. Even if you're looking for love, we will find your true love on Nomas podcast. Also, for anyone that is interested on creating your own channel, we have our Amazon storefront linked in the description where you can find all the cameras we use, the microphones, the lights, the equipment where all of our podcasts are recorded to. If you need any help with editing services, we are able to produce your entire podcast, edit your short form content from Instagram Reels, TikToks, etc. You can look at all of our content as reference and we got you covered. And finally, if you want to support the channel, you can leave us a super thanks down below, which will help us tremendously, and we'll make sure to highlight that comment on the upcoming podcast and give you a shout out. Now back to the podcast. Sorry, I had to come back and go check on the baby, but it just like us talking about all these different responsibilities responsible, and then I hear the baby crying, and I know the baby's fine, but then it just got me thinking like it'll take me a couple minutes to go check on her, make sure everything is fine, and so better be safe than sorry, knock on wood, right? But where is it that we left off at? Just at the different case scenarios that I guess ultimately whoever's watching over a pet and a baby, ultimately I say they're responsible.
Yeah, and I think this kind of leads to what we've seen multiple times. If you can't take care of your freaking big ass dog, dude, then you should probably not have a big dog. Like if you can't control the dog, you should not have it.
Yeah, even today I went on a walk with the baby and Teddy, and then I saw this older, I think she was like Asian lady, and she had a big dog, right? And then
was she older?
Yeah. And she was like, as soon as she saw us, she kind of like paused a little because, well, obviously she sees that I have my daughter on my back. I have my smaller dog with me. And first thing I'm like, oh man, if this dog pulls on her and to try to go after us, she's gonna let go, or she's gonna
she's gonna fall.
Yeah, the dog is gonna pull her, and she's gonna ultimately drop to the floor, right? Because she's not gonna be able to handle this dog. But I don't know why certain people, especially older people or people that are not even
fit,
fit or stronger, get these bigger dogs.
I wonder if they're babysitting for, because okay, our neighbor he's older, yeah. But our neighbor can handle his, because they have a golden retriever, but it's not his, it's his son's, but he can take care of the dog. But I just feel are these people just oh, I want a big dog, and then they just can't control it, or are they babysitting for somebody? I don't know, dude. I have questions.
Yeah, but then if something happens, they're responsible.
Yeah, because if knock on wood, if something were to happen to you, the baby entity, then you can sue them.
Yeah, dude. So it's just, I don't know. I see that, and it's happened already that somebody was, I think they had, I believe it was a pit bull, and it was a lady. She wasn't fit, and not bashing on anybody that's fit or not, but she wasn't fit, and she had a pit bull, strong pit bull, and lo and behold, the pit bull tried to go after us. Luckily she didn't let go, but the pit bull pulled and she dropped to the floor. And so that's the thing, why are you gonna have these type of dogs, and if you can't even hold them, if you're not strong enough to actually and physically maintain them from getting away from you.
Or the people that just let him roam out in their house, because there's a house up the street that they just let. I don't know what kind of dog they have. I think it's a golden retriever too. The one in the corner where they just let it out, and then they'll go up to you, and then they won't even say anything. They'll be like, "Oh, the dog's up with somebody."
Oh yeah, yeah.
Shit's so annoying, dude.
Yeah.
I get it. Maybe your dog's not gonna do anything, but el pedo que te va a sacar, because you don't know, dude, if the dog's gonna do something or not.
Yeah. Going back to that, at the end of the day, they're animals, right? For instance, Teddy, he's like my son and everything. But then at the same time, whenever he's with my daughter, I'm still very cautious of everything that he's doing, because Teddy, whenever he has his ball or food,
his toys or food,
he's very protective, one, over his food, and when it comes down to the toys, he just wants to play, but he likes to
rough play.
Yes, rough play. And then if he sees our baby trying to go after the ball, he's not going to be able to differentiate. But I feel like Teddy really loves her daughter. The other day, he kissed her in her hand, because the baby was trying to reach after Teddy, and the baby just licked her hand, But at the same time, Ma was there. Yeah. Why? Because I know for a fact that anything can change, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's that story about the one you mentioned.
Yeah, dude, I was like, what the heck?
Who was telling the story for that one? Was it somebody external saying the story?
It was a friend of the mom.
What was the end result? Do you know?
Well, they just ended with, obviously, that the baby passed away.
Oh, okay, but nobody went to jail
nothing,
or anything.
No, nothing. But everybody I was reading the comments, because I was like, ooh, this is interesting, and everybody in the comments was like, nah, this story is not adding up. The grandma has, something else happened, dude, and she's not saying anything.
Yeah, dude. Well, all right. Another story dealing with animals, and also with, I don't think we touched this on at least yet of passing or anything like that, but this one kind of, man, I'm a huge animal lover, and when I saw this, many times we've seen those videos when animals pass away. It's very touching, and it's heartbreaking. And this one caught my attention. It said, the caption of the video said, "Our beloved pet passed this week. While looking at pictures of him, my daughter said something that stopped me in my tracks." So I don't know if you saw that, right? So they were looking at pictures from the cat that had passed away, and the baby girl said rainbow.
Uh-huh.
Rainbow? I wish you said rainbow bush. Have you heard of the rainbow bush?
If I know the rainbow, baby, I know the journey.
So weird.
Baby,
Rainbow.
well, give mommy a hug. Oh, yes.
What did you see? Milo.
Oh, there's a rainbow.
Yeah, so a picture I took today of his favorite spot. I can't help but think this is another sign. So apparently that's where the cat used to sit, and just where he used to sit at, or she, there was a rainbow there. But it's so weird that the baby girl said rainbow, but I believe the mom said, "Have you heard of the Rainbow Bridge?" I had never heard of that term before. But it's so weird that the baby girl would say rainbow from just watching the cat's picture. It just, do you think that was a coincidence, or?
I mean, I've always thought that kids are more, they can sense more things that we can do because they're more connected, since they're more, obviously, well, not more, but they're obviously innocent. And they don't have all these things that like overstimulate them as we do, and they're like more connected to the source.
Yeah, so here looking up Rainbow Bridge, it says the Rainbow Bridge is a concept often described as a mythical location in the afterlife where pets go after they die. And it's a place where they wait for their humans to join them. That's insane, dude. I had never heard of that. And it's just so weird that the baby would say that.
Yeah.
It's a popular metaphor for helping people cope with the loss of a beloved animal companion. The idea is that pets are restored to health and happiness in this place, and they eagerly await the reunion with their owners. Man, what are your thoughts with that? Right? What are your thoughts of when people passing away? Many people say that you reunite with your loved ones, people that have passed. But I really wonder if you get to hang out with people that have passed, like all together.
I think you do.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, if you can basically doing ayahuasca, what makes you think that you can't do it in the afterlife?
That's true. But then is it like just periodically that you're there, or you're now in this other realm, right? That you guys get to live another life in the spiritual form?
I think that's what it is.
Huh. And then you start another cycle.
Maybe.
It's so weird, right? Like I for me, and that brings a lot of peace of mind, right? Just thinking that you're going to be able to reconnect with like animals that you have lost or loved ones. And it's a very beautiful thing, but it's just, I believe it happens because so many concepts out there and so many people's stories that they see their family members before passing. I believe so. I just don't know how it happens and for how long. You know?
Well, like for me, when my grandma passed away, this was like probably like 2 weeks before she passed away. She kept saying she saw my grandpa and my tío, which was my tío as in her youngest son.
Yeah.
And she kept saying, I mean, when she was still talking, she kept saying she saw them.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I mean, coming like me hearing that firsthand, like I do believe that.
I agree. And the thing is too is the weird part is, you know, I think we were talking about this even with your mom yesterday, that they'll start naming people that have passed away, right? But the weird thing is that I don't know if your mom mentioned this, that they'll just start naming people or loved ones that have passed. But it's weird that they only mention people that have passed and not anybody that's currently alive. Right? Because I think
I disagree on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because my grandma, when we would ask her, when she was still talking, we would ask her who was her kids. She would be naming people that were alive.
Okay. Well, but you guys were asking her a question, though.
Yeah.
But you know how when I think she stated something along the lines that she said so-and-so went to visit her, right?
Yeah.
But it was never people that were alive.
Yeah, no, never.
That's what I mean. Obviously, you guys were asking her a question of who are her kids or whatever. So she answered it, which means she was in that state. She was conscious.
Yeah.
But when they see the visions, many times they're only naming people that have passed.
Do you think they're visions, or do you think that those people are actually here, but they're just in another dimension that we physically can't see them? But since the person passing away is reaching that dimension, then they can be like, oh, like so and so is here.
That's exactly what it is. I strongly believe that when a person is getting close to transition into the other realm, the spiritual realm, I believe that the veil that separates the physical experience, it's getting thinner in order for them to be able to see people that have passed.
Yeah.
Right? So the veil that separates the two dimensions, the two realms, it's getting thinner, and now they're able to see things that us on a regular basis don't see.
Well, that's what they say about kids too, that since they're pure and innocent, the veil between the other side and this side is so thin that they can see, like, oh, I saw so and so, or
Yes.
I used to talk to so and so.
Yes.
And that's why they can see that and they can say that.
I agree. One, because they haven't been conditioned. Two, is because they're more connected to that. They're brand new into this experience, the human experience.
Yeah.
Right? So they're more connected. That's why I've also heard of this term or this idea that kids do not talk at an early stage, because if they did, they would be able to express themselves and give more.
Then we should know.
Yes. Yes.
I was seeing a post the other day that I guess by the time that they reach around 7 or 8 years old, this veil thing kind of like disappears, because by that time, like, they're in school, like they're doing so many things that it's not just like they're like more distracted.
Yeah.
And I guess it was saying that as they're living like the human experience, when they start getting more grounded to earth, then that's when like all these other things start disappearing.
I agree with that, because now you're just conditioned.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's so many. You fall into society, right? You fall into society, you get conditioned, you watch TV, you get ideas from other people, from older people that have already been conditioned. And so it's a cycle all over again.
Yeah.
Right? So, and many times because of that same cycle, that you fall into this society that has already been pre-built for us, then it stops you from your full potential. There's a quote, and I might butcher it, but they say that a bee, I guess, what's a word I want to use? The way that a bee is shaped in its size and dimensions, it shouldn't be able to fly. But since nobody has told the bee otherwise, it proceeds to go on and fly. Why? Because it hasn't been conditioned. They don't know anything better, right?
Yeah.
Similar to a baby, like in us humans, many of us are like beyond gifted in so many different ways. We have gifted us as humans under the image of God. We have so much power. we are, like we were talking, I believe, in the last podcast, we're energy, we're frequency, and we have so much power, but we've been conditioned and have been fooled that we're just somebody that comes into this world to work, come back home, and do it all over again.
Yeah.
So we don't know our full potential.
Mm-hmm.
But as babies, if we were to tell them otherwise, then yeah, I think their future could be a lot different, right? So that's why they say that if you want to manifest anything in life, like, you truly have to believe it inside of you and speak as if you're already in that state in life.
Yeah.
It's hard, right? Because what you're seeing physically at times.
Yeah, because the 3D says otherwise.
Yeah.
Like this is otherwise.
Yes.
Than what you're making yourself think.
And it's discouraging. Why? Because you might not have all the money that you need currently. You might have just different expenses and bills and are stopping you from truly believing in yourself. And once again, you have to walk by faith and not by sight. And you truly have to believe that there's more to life, right? Even if you're not currently seeing it in your current circumstances. That's why they say that at times you have to, and you might take it, you have to play it smart, obviously, but they say that you should spend money in a way knowing that you're going to be receiving more and more money, like abundance.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, the belief factor, it's for sure a big, it's factual and it's very, very powerful. Because if you truly believe in something, who's going to tell you otherwise? Because your beliefs are always going to be right.
Yeah.
What do you think? I know you meditate and stuff. Have you have any thoughts or anything like that come into your mind while you meditate? Or any like enlightenment?
I just feel like when I meditate, I just feel like I go into like a blank spot. It's not like I'm thinking, like, it's not like I'm receiving things. Like I just go into this blank spot that my inner voice just shuts down for like 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
I have seen people when I meditate though. Let me tell you that.
What do you mean?
Like I've seen my grandma not the last time. It's probably like a week ago that I saw her when I was meditating.
No, you just saw her.
No, I don't talk to them. I just see them.
But how'd you see her though? Like, what was she doing? Or
she was grabbing onto somebody. It was a guy. I don't know who the guy was. And she was like grabbing onto him from like the arm, like from here. Yeah. And then my grandma would like make this, when she would be doing something that she knew that she shouldn't be doing, she would be like she'd be doing that exact thing. You know that face? Yeah. She was doing that face and she was grabbing onto his arm. Yeah. And like she just kept making faces at me, like she wasn't talking or anything, but I could just feel that she was okay. But yeah.
Yeah, dude. Right now that you said that, I strongly remember that face that she.
Yeah, you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. I feel so lucky that I was able to meet your grandma.
And you met my great grandma too.
Yeah. Your grandma was obviously I spent more time like knowing your grandma like through here, through different holidays, just on a weekly basis, you know, being able to talk to her and stuff like that. I know you mentioned that many times, like that was in her actual, like the way that she was, right? Yeah. But at least I got bits and pieces of that. Mm-hmm. And yeah, she was funny. She was like a lot more older people. They have conversations that just captivate you.
Yeah, she did not care, dude. She was gonna say something out of pocket. She was gonna say, and she didn't care what she was. Yeah, so very fortunate. And last video that I wanted to go into, it also actually touches on what we're talking about right now. That I personally didn't know that people that are ready to pass, people reach up to the air before passing away. And I had never seen this before. That many people, when they're like in hospice and they're like getting close to the moment of passing and transitioning, they start reaching. They start reaching like this. I had never seen that. Check this out.
on his final day of hospice, this man reached up for hours, speaking out to loved ones who left before him. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Penny. I'm a certified hospice nurse, so I know a thing or two about some of the phenomena that can happen at the end of a person's life. I have cared for too many dying patients to count, and I have seen this so many times. People reaching into the air at the end of life. What does it mean? Why do they do that? We don't know, but I have come to believe that it has something to do with those deathbed visions. People who are dying seeing visions of their deceased loved ones and even their pets, usually up above them. So when a dying person is reaching up into the air, what does that mean? What do you think? Let me know in the comments.
My grandma was doing that when she was talking about my uncle and my grandpa.
No way.
She
really?
was pointing. It looked more like not reaching up, but like more like pointing.
Yeah, I didn't know that. There was another video close to this, right? But I think there was a kid that I think he had just came out of like anesthesia or whatnot, but he was doing something very similar. That he was like also like reaching, and he was saying, "It's so beautiful. Everything's so beautiful here." So maybe that wasn't a true experience as that, but you know, at times when you're getting close to the other side, you just start seeing all these different visions, similar to when ayahuasca, you start seeing these geometrical figures and lights and colors and all these different shapes that you don't even know how to describe them, but everything looks just so beautiful. And this kid that I was also, I think he was coming out of some procedure, whatnot, was also stating that. But for me, at least, that was the first time I ever saw that's another thing, that people that are getting close to passing, they start reaching up. Almost like if they want to touch the loved one that they're seeing. Insane, dude. That just brings reassurance that there is an afterlife.
Yeah.
Does that bring a peace of mind to you, or does that bring just more questions, or what does that bring to you?
I feel like, we are gonna have 1,000 questions all the time, and we might get answers to some of them, but we're never gonna get an answer to everything.
Yeah. The only thing, it's brought a lot of peace of mind, especially after doing ayahuasca and all that there is more to life. The only thing is that, because I also believe in the afterlife, right? So I almost wonder if you're going to go into the spiritual realm and be able to, like, we were talking about earlier, that you're able to, like, be with your loved ones, and then when it's your turn and time again to, like, choose another life to live, then you come back again.
Yeah.
But then it's like, okay, now you're going to have different loved ones. So how does that...
But I think that you come back when you come back to life, I think that you, like, maybe in another life, me and you are siblings.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to come back with this. I think you come back with the same group of people, but you're going to have a different experience. And maybe your lover in this life can be your sibling or your dad or your mom.
Huh. Really?
I don't think that we, like, incarnated in the same role over and over and over again.
Oh, that's a good point. Last time, I think you were mentioning that a kid was telling her mom that he was...
His mom.
His mom, that... What was the case? That the kid was telling the mom that he used to be the dad, right?
Dude, I don't know how long ago I told you this. You never tell me everything.
This was like last week or during the week that... I believe that you mentioned the kid was telling, "Oh, I used to be your dad," or something along those lines.
Oh, okay. So it was the story that I heard. That, you want me to tell all the story, or you just want me to?
Yeah, just summarize it.
Okay, so this girl, she ended up being a single mom, and her dad passed away, and they were not in talking terms. So she ended up having a son, and her son's name was Martin, same as the dad. And I guess when this little boy got to being a toddler, he started saying like, oh, like I guess one of the things that she really missed hearing from her dad was that, oh, I'm really proud of you. And then I guess he just went up to her and he was like, oh, like, I don't know, whatever her name was. She's like, oh, I'm really proud of you. And that she was like, oh, like, why would he say that? Like, why would he just say that? And I guess this one time too that he was like playing, he started like como renqueando from one side. And she was like, why are you doing that? Like, keep in mind, he's like a toddler. And the little boy just turned around and he's like, ay, pues ya sabes, el dolor de siempre. And she was like, what the heck? Because the dad used to renquear too because of something that happened to him. And I guess another time he told the mom that he was the dad reincarnated. And then the grandma, which was the mom's mom, when her husband, the deceased grandpa, when they would get into arguments, he would sing the song of Cien Años, I think by Pedro Infante. And the little boy was being taken care of by the grandma. And then the little boy goes up to the grandma and was like, oh, ¿te acuerdas cuando te cantaba la de Cien Años? And the grandma started bawling because she's like, how the heck does he know that song? Like, that song's old. Yeah. And this little kid is like 2 or 3. And I guess the mom and the daughter were like, okay, are we like imagining this because we like really miss him? Oh. Or is this little kid really the dad reincarnated? Or like he's not the dad reincarnated, but he's receiving all these messages from the dad. Yeah. And like that's what I guess their question was to the person reading off their story. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I strongly believe in that reincarnation. I believe there's an afterlife, and yeah, I do believe that we're gonna reconnect with our loved ones for sure. You think if we asked ChatGPT about our past lives, it will like pull up something? I believe so. Have you asked? Maybe we can do it for next episode. Because I've had. Oh, what the heck? Yeah, that's what I'm asking you. Since you always ask ChatGPT up. And they didn't bring anything? So you know how I always tell you that I'm always scared of crashing, even though I've never crashed? Yeah. And then I was like, oh, like, why am I so scared of this if I've never crashed? Well, that and then like knives. I don't remember if I asked about the knife, but I know I asked about the crashing one. Okay. And then it pulled up and it said that I had an early life. Like, it pulled up so many lives, but it said that I had a life back in the... I don't know, but it was when like cars barely came out, and I guess I was the passenger, and then I got into a car crash like in an intersection and I died there. And then it said like, oh, that's why you're scared of like in this life. That's why you feel like you're scared of crashing, even though it's never happened to you in this life. And then another thing that it said that I was like, how did you know that? Because I feel like for me, like, I don't feel safe if somebody else is driving. Like, I need to be driving to have the control. And it said something along like something like that. And I was like, that's kind of weird that you know that. That it was somebody else driving? Yeah, I was a passenger. I wasn't the one driving. Oh, shoot. So for me right now, like, I rather drive because I don't trust somebody else driving. Yeah. And then it said something along those lines when Ed read that to me. So I was just like, how do you know that? Because I didn't say that. Yeah. All right. But yeah. So the swimming emoji. What else? The bread. The bread and a dog. Yeah. Cool. All right. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. And like always, we don't leave, but we drop a new episode every Wednesday, 6 p.m. I haven't done lives on Sundays, but at least we're getting a weekly episode on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Subscribe to the channel. Leave the emojis down below. And yeah, thank you guys for whoever's watching this podcast on a weekly or consistently basis. Thank you. Bye. Until next time. Hoy no más.